No. No, 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 no. No! Jalen Carter is injured.
You better do it. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So we have to talk about the breaking, well, not really breaking news, but added to the injury report has been Jalen Carter with an ankle injury at practice. Okay. This is unfortunate. Don't know how bad the ankle is. This obviously happened during practice, like I said. You know, this is a generational talent here that's not going to be with our defensive line. We don't know what this defensive line looks like without Jalen Carter. Okay. Marlon Tuipulotu is already out as it is with the triceps, so I don't know if he's going to be playing this week. But if Carter, he gets the injury on a Thursday practice and, you know, you have a few more days, are they going to play him when he's not 100%? Or is his ankle going to feel better by Sunday? I don't know. And I feel like if it's not ready, then the Eagles got to be more creative with this defense. I mean, I think they can get pressure regardless. I think they'll be okay. You know, it's a big piece you're missing. I mean, it's hard not to look at this defensive line without Jalen Carter and just how much of a difference he makes. He's a generational, just, man, what he does within this defensive lineup is just, I mean, 22 pressures for the year, I mean, just, oh my God, it's really tough for me to say what this defensive line is going to do. I think they'll be fine. And no, I'm not going to say it's just the Jets. Thank God we're not playing Miami this week. It's the Jets. I'm not going that far. Okay, I'm not going to be that guy because every time we say that, okay, the game is much harder than it is. We might go into overtime with the Jets or something. You know, you never know. You know what I mean? Don't tell me it's just the Jets. Okay, I made my last video. We cannot overstep the Jets. That is a 100% truth. Okay, but you know, we'll see what happens. I don't think they play him at all. If he's a little bit injured, I don't think they play him. I think he will be out, unfortunately. If this was like a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday, I would say there's a 50-50 shot. I think with the ankle injury now, he might not play, and I would rather not play him while he's hurt, and then he's just going to injure himself more and more. I need him to 100% the rest of the season, okay? So, life without Jalen Carter, we're going to find out what this defensive line is all about without him, and I think we could do just fine. I'm not making a big deal out of it, but it's definitely a big lost piece for this defense. And get well soon, Jalen Carter. We'll see how that goes. The rest of the injury report as is right now. Just talked about Carter. Now, safety, I'm hoping to God we don't go back to Terrell Edmunds. I swear to God, they better not. He sucks. He's horrible. I can't deal with Terrell Edmunds as a starting safety next to Reed Blankenship, okay? Justin Evans has a knee injury. He is out. And Sidney Brown is still dealing with the hamstring. I mean, he's already missed 2 games already, right? I think. All right. He's already missed some time already. And hopefully he could play on Sunday. Just sometimes these hamstring injuries just linger and linger and linger. You know, we got to be prepared. We got to be ready on the back end because I don't know. To me, Terrell Edmunds has made some plays this year that I really did like, but he's not the best to start in a game. As a depth piece, if you need him in for a couple plays, or maybe if you need him for a game, it's whatever, but it's not my favorite choice. At least if Evans is back, or if Sidney Brown is back, I feel more comfortable going forward because I think Evans is better. I think Sidney Brown is far more capable, but Sidney Brown has missed more time. So we'll see what happens at the safety spot. So that's a lingering question. Big play Saleh has a knee injury and still is out. Did not practice. I think this is like the second day or whatever. He hasn't practiced at all. So as much as, you know, these corners are playing far back, I mean, who's going to get the start? Most likely Josh Jobe. I mean, who knows? I'd give Eli Ricks a chance. So now you have really Bradley Roby in the nickel spot, which I think they're settling down with him this week. I think they were rotating way too many guys last week. I understand, like, Roby is new, but he knows the position. Just got to know the terminology. And I think this week, we settled down at that nickel spot finally, to not have an issue, not have to worry about anything, because I thought his coverage and a couple of his blitzes that he had in that Rams game was actually really good. Settled down the second half after they were rotating guys nonstop. You know, so Yeah, if Saleh is out, then I don't know. You know what I mean? You're facing some good wide receivers this week with Lazard and and Cobb, and you got some good guys out there. So there's about 3 or 4 wide receivers that are pretty good. I don't think they're anything, nothing life threatening or anything where someone's gonna get too much attention. But if Zach Wilson could throw the ball, and that's really depends on the pressure of this defensive line. He can sling the ball when he has an open pocket, and can get these throws in. So, I mean, there might be some fans out there that think that Saleh being out makes no difference. People think that he's not playing good anyway. But I think it's a loss for the defense, no doubt. I mean, to start Ricks or to start, I'd rather start Ricks on the outside, see what he could do. That's just me because I just want to be selfish because I want to see Ricks just do a lot more because I think Ricks is more of a future starting outside corner than Josh Jobe will ever be. Okay, that's just the truth. But to put Jobe on a number 1, receiver, I don't know. Just not a big fan of it. But like I said, a lot of these guys haven't, Jobe has had more playing time than anybody else, so they probably will most likely put him out there. I don't think putting Bradbury on the number 1 guy is the way they want to go. But to be honest with you, they really don't shadow our number 1 corner on the number 1 receiver anyway. I think we've seen that from the Vikings game on. They never really did. They usually move the number 1 guy inside because a lot of the weakness that that team offenses have been trying to exploit with us is that nickel spot, and I think we've settled there, like I said before. So Saleh being out, we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's not looking great going into Friday that he has a knee injury right now. Nakobe Dean had a light practice. He's been playing, so he'll probably start this week, as we've seen that he was starting at practice next to Zach Cunningham. Jack Stahl has a shoulder. Not really worried about that too much. Marlon Tupelutu was a light practice, so he could be back. I actually didn't know until I pulled this up, to be honest with you. I thought he was still not practicing, but that's a good sign that he'll be back. To get Fletcher Cox back is a big one this week. Who's going to start in the first rotation? I'm guessing it might be Milton Williams and Fletcher Cox. We'll see how the rotation goes if Carter is, not playing. Okay, so, and I said they can always move a defensive end to the inside as well for a pass rush. I know Desai has used Brandon Graham on the inside a good amount of times as well for that extra pass rush. And if you're going to do that, let Nolan Smith play a little bit more too. I think they should definitely keep him around and give him a lot more snaps in this game too if Jalen Carter is not going to be around. They could move some guys inside, outside. They can move some pieces around to guarantee that the pass rush will still be balanced on both lines. But Fletch coming back is a big one here. And Rashad Penny is back from his illness, and not like it matters anyway because we don't use him anyway. So that is the injury report. So really, it's corner, it's safety, and it's defensive tackle with Jalen Carter is the big one. We really need to hit Zach Wilson. This should be the game where we get 5-6 sacks on Zach Wilson. I'm sorry. Other than Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback on this schedule. Pretty much. Okay, if Zach Wilson throws for 334 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, whatever, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. And I'm not going to blame it on Jalen Carter not playing in this game. It's going to be a lot more problems than that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. This would be the game where I feel like, we should get some easy sacks. It's not going to be easy, but they should. Come on now. It's Zach Wilson here. I mean, if we're getting pressure in his face and he's throwing dimes, it's an issue. If they give him too much time, it's going to be an issue. So that's the injury report for right now, and we'll see how it goes into the weekend. Okay, now Robert Salah, earlier in the week, was talking. Every beat writer from the other team always asks the head coaches of our opposing opponents, about the tush push. Oh, you're the tush push. You're the best at doing it. 92%. I get it. Robert Salah's like, oh, we gotta kiss him. 11 kisses to Jalen Hurts. You're not going to hurt Jalen Hurts on the tush push. It's not going to happen. It's literally impossible, okay? It's one short little motion that nobody can hit Jalen Hurts hard. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Unless they're going to play dirty and say Jalen Hurts is on the pile and they start punching him or something like that, then that's a different story. But I don't care what Robert Salah has to say. He just created some good bulletin board material for the Philadelphia Eagles this week. So if that's the case, Fletcher Cox had something to say at his little press conference as well about, they asked him about Breece Hall. The Eagles have been pretty good against the run this year. Obviously, I think the number 1 team against the run still. going forward. So they asked Fletcher Cox, like, oh, how are you going to defend, Breece Hall, whatever, and he said, we have to kiss him 11 times. So the players hear what, Robert Salah had to say this week about, hurting Jalen Hurts and hitting him 11 times with all 11 guys on the field. Okay. And Cox had the same thing to say about Breece Hall. So, do you think these players don't not every player listens to outside noise, but there's some that just get motivated from it. And Fletcher Cox is definitely one of those guys. It's unfortunate that Carter's not going to be in this game, but, we'll see what happens. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. Now do I really have to worry about this pass rush now? I really shouldn't. I feel like we're still talented regardless, but obviously a generational piece like Jalen Carter that, it might be his first game missed as a Philadelphia Eagle, could affect us, but I don't think by that much. I think the Jets' offensive line is horrible. I know they lost one of their guard/tackles that was a nice standout for them. With an Achilles injury against the Broncos. I know they're missing one guy, but that line over there is not good, and really depends on the adjustments with the secondary and how far they move the corners back. I thought in the second half of that Rams game, they, the size started to press a little tiny bit more and not have so many of these guys far back. So let me know what you guys think about Jalen Carter being out. Do you think he's going to be out? For me, I think he is. And the rest of the injury report, safety could be a problem. Terrell Edmonds could start if Sidney Brown and Justin Evans are not playing. And like I said, Saleh and this secondary, we might have to deal with another week similar to what we've had in the past this season of starting a corner on the outside. When Bradbury was out, we had to start Josh Jobe, and I felt like that was like, ugh, God, I just don't. It really depends on this pass rush, man. It just sucks. So, other than that, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.